Hey everybody, and welcome to the second video of the AJS News for this week. If this is the first one you're watching, make sure afterwards you go back and watch the other one.
Yep. And I have to say that I want to address something. It's very serious. There have been some false allegations and some social media chatter made about me. And I want to let everybody know I take that very seriously. I've already contacted my lawyers, and I plan to make a full public statement and address this thing. But I have to let my lawyers do their job first. And they said that this was okay to address, and I don't want to, have this stop the Angry Joe Show or completely affect the Angry Joe Show in any way when these allegations are false. So I just want to let everybody know that we will address this, and just stay tuned shortly for that, guys. Thank you for your support. So let's get to the news.
All right, we talked a long time ago about Pokemon Sword and Shield,
yes.
And there was going to be two different versions with two different pieces of DLC that correspond to different versions. And at the time, even Nintendo was like, wait a minute. If I release Sword and Shield and then two different DLCs that you can just buy separate, but it has to apply to certain ones, people are going to screw this up because there's a lot of people who are very young who play Pokemon. Some people don't read, and just there's some grown-ups that don't read.
DLC.
They just buy the wrong one. And so they warned us months ago, and guess what's happening right now? Everyone is buying the wrong damn one.
Wow.
And it's a giant mess. And Nintendo, who does not issue refunds.
I was about to say, no refunds.
No. Nintendo is one of those companies that they have been sued in Europe. There's problems with the ACCC in Australia.
It's very difficult.
And they just go, you bought the game, you bought the game.
Right. They're holding that legal precedence because they feel like if once they let that go and start doing it, that everybody's going to ask for refunds all the time.
But now they are issuing refunds as long as you're buying the right one. If you bought it for the wrong mode, realizing that they did it in the stupidest way possible.
Confusing.
And so they're confusing all of the people who are playing Pokemon. And so it is just kind of a funny thing.
Tactics.
They knew
you
it was.
You got to buy both now.
Yeah, now you have
well,
to
it is confusing. It's like then you have this and you have this, and then the DLC will get you this, and how many Pokemon will get you. But you can't talk shit. You can't talk shit about Pokemon, guys. Seriously, the Pokemon fans are very, very rabid and angry. But I wonder where they fall on this. Well, God darn it, I didn't buy that. I needed to buy the other one and stuff. And so even them, they're like, yeah, I need a refund for this so I can get the right thing. So they want to give Nintendo their money. They just want the right thing.
Yeah. Yes, they want the right thing for the right system, and it is a giant mess. But I'm glad that they're able to get everything sorted. But we told you then, and you didn't listen. And
we told Nintendo to offer people refunds and to stop doing that, and especially if it's legitimate. And thankfully, they are here.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the
could you imagine if they were like, no refunds?
You bought the wrong thing.
You bought the wrong thing. You knew that this was gold, sapphire, version diamond.
2.739.
Right.
You were trying to get that 2.788
with the exclusive shiny Pokemon.
Yes.
People would lose their shit. But then, I mean, knowing these Nintendo Pokemon fans, they would probably just buy the other version of the game or buy both and go, they deserve my money.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. They don't make
anything
anything for me anymore, but they just...
Uh-oh. Don't say this.
No, I'll talk about it?
No.
Okay.
Nintendo fans, they love it. They love it.
For the big story this week that just happened this morning, Microsoft is shutting down Mixer.
What?
In July. Mixer is no mas.
Yeah. I feel bad for those
Mixer
partners.
That deserves a standing up here on the Angry Joe Show. What?
That's crazy.
Mixer is gone. Mixer's down goes Fraser.
Yeah.
Down goes Fraser. Holy shit.
Kind of nuts,
That's
right?
huge. That's not. What do you mean? It's kind of nuts. They just sign Ninja and all these others and Shroud. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna come crawling back to Twitch?
I will tell you.
Holy shit.
So Microsoft is closing down Mixer on July 22nd.
Wow, it's so soon, too. That is fucked.
And so they're moving over to Facebook Gaming. So they and Facebook Gaming are going to be smashed together. So if you're a Mixer streamer or you're a Mixer fan, all 7 of you will have to go to Facebook Gaming now and watch your favorite person. Now, Shroud...
They're consolidating forces. We must ally against the Twitch.
Yes. So people that were on Mixer... Ninja and Shroud that had contracts with them have no obligation to move. They just get to keep the money.
Yeah.
And so the nature of their contracts is, we don't know if it was like guaranteed money, but any money that was already paid for them is now theirs. And remember, it was rumored to be $20 to $30 million a year for both Ninja and Shroud, and they just get to keep that. And they can decide if they want to go back to Twitch or if they want to go to YouTube. But they're free agents right now. They are the hottest ticket in town, and I imagine everyone is approaching them. Facebook has made it known that they do want those people to come to them, and both Facebook we know has money.
Yes.
Google has money to light on fire. I mean,
Stadia.
we can tell with Stadia. And then Twitch could be like, look, you want to come back to where you actually make real money? Because that's one of the issues that they had is Mixer really never ramped up to the spot to be where Xbox and Microsoft wanted them to. Because they wanted Mixer to not only be the streaming platform, but they really, and this all of the articles today, especially from Phil Spencer, he's talking about we wanted to incorporate or have a streaming service where we could really bring in Xbox and their streaming service where you could just watch someone play a game and go, click, I want to play that. Yeah. And so they're really looking for that. So they're going to partner with Facebook to do that now. And they're just using this as
Could have done it on their own, too. I mean, they've got the console for it and the technology for it. But, okay, this is the excuse. Let's get together.
Let's get together, have a bigger audience.
Combined resources, combine their audience, and use all those features in Xbox. So I wonder what the money was involved in that and doing all that stuff. But I knew this was coming. I think somebody reported else, the year after year, during the pandemic, like Mixer had like zero growth.
Layman Gaming did it.
Layman Gaming.
Yeah,
so.
we saw that.
And so they outright predicted that,
everyone had this huge spike. And so what he's talking about is they monitored all the streaming services, and everyone had really big spikes in viewership because people are at home. They've got more time in front of the computer, and Mixer saw no growth whatsoever.
No, like a tiny little no growth. Yeah, it was like 0.1% or something.
Like,
and it's like that's the most embarrassing thing that's out there, and that shows you that the health of the platform was not good, and they needed to do something and do something fast. And today announced just this morning.
They're gone. And so Microsoft really wanted to reach 2 billion.
Go off-roading, Joe. Go offline. Anybody remembers the commercial we're referencing is when it first started, like, and your audience will be able to send you interact and annoy the fuck out of you when you're racing. Go off-roading. Go off-roading.
The last thing they wanted to say is Microsoft will now keep hold of the technology that has powered Mixer. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but they said they're keeping it. And so Facebook is going to try to roll everyone in on their own platform, and
Facebook's technology will remain Facebook's technology.
And Microsoft's keeping their own and saying we're going to do our own thing maybe sometime later. I mean, they did pay a lot of money for Mixer when they acquired that company before.
Yeah,
and they spent
how many millions of dollars?
$40 to $60 million for two people on Mixer a year.
Oh, yeah.
That's per year what they were paying them.
Yeah.
And so, interesting time. I imagine by the end of this week, we'll figure out where Shroud and where Ninja are going.
But, in all seriousness, though, good luck to the Mixer partners. We wish you the best of luck. Hopefully.
We're shocked, and that's fucked. That's crazy.
Because, you can't predict that. You're like, all right, you're just done.
The benefit to there is Facebook has promised to make sure that if you are monetized on Mixer, you will automatically be included in their system.
Do you use Facebook gaming streaming? I've never even seen
I don't use Facebook
the
at all.
interface.
No, I
I've
don't.
never seen it. Is it good? Joe, have you?
No.
I mean, we're like hardcore gamers here.
I've never seen YouTube gaming either, though. So I don't. Do people just like...
You've never seen... Bullshit. We've done YouTube gaming, Alex. Don't you remember the Q&A sessions?
I've never watched anyone else do
gaming. Yeah, all right.
Well, besides him,
Yeah.
I can see people saying bad things about us on the screen when we're playing board games, and that's it.
Yes.
You guys suck. It's like, yes. Thanks.
Wait, you suck at Call of Duty, and you suck at your board games.
Yeah, thanks, YouTube.
Is there anything we're good at?
no.
Taking a beating, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Speaking, we talked a little bit about YouTube and Google. Google Stadia Premier Edition gets a price cut. So if you are looking to get into Stadia, now is maybe the time for you, because the Premier Edition is now not $129.99. It is now $99.99. And then Google is no longer offering 3 months of Stadia Pro for free anymore. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, because you're slashing the prices, but we're not going to give it to you free anymore. It's like, how are you going to get people to use your goddamn service?
Well,
look, they're gonna go out of business. It's gonna be a Mixer.
Google Glass.
It's gonna be a Google Glass.
Somebody gave me a DM. They're like, "All right, look what Stadia gave me." It was like a coupon code for the Stadia. I was like, "Oh, cool. Now we can buy the Stadia."
Yeah.
I need to try to see if I could find it. Though.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and then if they turn if they like completely revolutionize, so you know what, we're switching models and payment models, and we're going with a Netflix. We already have all these partners that we're partnering up with, and they've agreed that we'll pay them a little cut of the subscription fee and turn it into a Netflix for gaming, like Xbox gaming or PlayStation or any of these other services. That is literally the last remaining thing that Stadia can do to breathe life into that service.
But it would have to be $60 a month.
Yeah,
they don't have access to all of those games.
I know,
like,
right? And how much would it cost to be able to put all those?
It's going to be a lot. So.
I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it. Geforce is now partnering up with Steam. And they do it.
Well, and people are coming back to Geforce, too. Because, like, Square Enix originally ran away from them, and now they're coming back. So these other streaming services seem to be getting their shit together, and Google is off in their own little space somewhere, and they just don't get it.
Shit, Google could even just make their own developers and bring in indies and turn it into, like, an indie service so that they don't have to have the big publishers and their AAA games.
Google could buy NVIDIA, like if it came down to it, they're like, well,
does anybody remember GameStorm?
I do. I love
Alex.
GameStorm.
When I met this guy, he was the only other person I knew what GameStorm was, and we've talked about, I think, before, Aliens Online and Godzilla and Starship Troopers, Clendathra
Air
Invasion,
Warrior,
and it's
Mage
just fucking
Storm,
crazy.
Legends of Kesme.
It could be like that again, Google. If you get the indie guys and pay them money, and they'll put games exclusive. I don't know.
They won't.
I'm just trying to help them out because now at this point I feel bad about.
We just keep kicking them while they're down. But the problem
it's not us. They're doing this.
They just to yourself.
They just don't get it because
Stop
addition,
hitting yourself is what we're saying.
Yeah.
they just did the monetization is all wrong. The rollout was wrong. And if you're not familiar with what happened with Stadia, is they wanted you to pay $130 for the controller, and then they wanted you to pay a certain amount of money to them every single month to simply have access
to their service.
And on top of that, you had to pay for almost all the. They give you some games for free, but almost all the games that you wanted to play, you had to pay the console price for those games. Now, the reason that console prices are always more expensive than the PC prices. So if you were a Google Stadia person and there was a new game that came out, sometimes on Steam it would be $40, and if you want to get it on PlayStation it would be $60. And so you have to pay and then pay and then pay, and then they didn't give you 4K
for an inferior version that may not always work, and your internet has to be great.
Yeah, and if you were with one of the terrible providers in the United States, they could,
which is everywhere,
which is every single one of them, it would work really well at the beginning of the month, and they're like, well, you've gone through too much bandwidth, too many bits and bytes back and forth, mister. Less bits and bytes. And so they're like, all right. And so it was a platform built for 7 fucking people, and those people are probably still happy playing Farming Simulator. I'm sorry, Farming Simulator.
Stop
people.
it.
I'm not.
Stop it.
Maybe your game is great.
It is. It is.
Maybe it is great. All right. Well, so that's the Stadia news we got, that they still have no idea what they're doing. But now it's cheaper, but you don't get 3 months for free. So it just offsets literally nothing, and no one cares.
No one cares.
All right.
Cool.
Speaking of stuff that we do care about, there is a class action suit being brought against Apple over loot boxes. Now, this is actually really important because this is actually one that looks like, according to people who are actually lawyers, not just people who are like, I am a lawyer on Reddit, when none of them are lawyers. Actual lawyers are saying there's a chance that Apple can get in serious trouble because in the Apple Store, there's a bunch of games with these true loot boxes. You pay 99 cents, you have no idea what it is. Now, in California, they classify gambling a little bit different than everywhere else in the country. So because of that, let me read to you what it says. The California Penal Code, which states that an illegal gambling device has 3 features. It's a machine, aperture, or device. Something of value is given to play, and the player may receive something of value by element of chance.
Like no skill involved or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and then so it says it's not limited to coins, bills, or tokens. It can extend to free replays, additional playing time, redemption tickets, gift cards, game credits, or anything else with value, monetary or otherwise. Now that or otherwise is really important because value within the game to a player, it's like, man, that's the bluest blue I've ever seen in my fucking life, and I want to pay $1 over and over and over. And so in California, they could actually get in trouble because even though Apple is not making those games, the way the profit sharing works with having is they share revenue on the money that comes into them.
To Apple.
Wow. So Apple, this class action
Apple gets a cut of every fucking loot box that's on their That is crazy. I never knew that.
Yes. And so that's why this could have legs. Now, even if it doesn't, Apple is a massive, massive company. They probably have thousands of fucking lawyers on Earth. So even if this goes nowhere, what is happening is it's just another instance where the government and consumers and everyone is going to be having more and more optics on loot boxes in the United States.
Yeah.
People are learning stuff every single time. You're like, wait a minute, these platforms make money. Wait a minute, I didn't realize
Apple makes money. They take a cut of even the loot boxes.
Yeah, Apple on the Apple Store doesn't follow the ESRB. Apple doesn't have to do any of these other things. And so the more eyes we get on the situation, the more people think it's kind of fucked up that you have a kid on the Apple Store that goes, oh, that dollar doesn't mean anything to me because they're a child and they don't know
Apple's
what
like, we curate our stores, but we're not responsible for this. Yes, you're making money.
You make money on it. When you make money on it, it is something that you are responsible for, and so now they are getting sued. So, the filing claims that because Apple owns and operates the platform, profits directly from in-app purchases of loot boxes, and has control over what content is hosted on the App Store, it is liable in this case. So, kind of a big deal. We'll just have to we'll see where it goes.
Wow, great news. Yeah. Well, I mean, potentially great news, but I think it's great news anyway because people are taking action. They're stepping up, and this is the only way to get these companies to stop doing it.
Yes. All right. The last thing I want to talk about was something
we got an action-packed episode here.
Was something that I thought was, they'd been reading my diary and listening to our show and going, we're going to give him what he wants. And I thought this was going to be the greatest thing. There was a Lord of the Rings game announced, and I saw the headline, and I was like, fuck yeah, another like RPG or something cool in the universe.
I want a meta game where we're battling over territory and a multiplayer.
You're not going to get that. You know, I want to tell you what you're going to get? We are pleased to announce on our collaboration with NetEase on the mobile game development of the Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Now, NetEase, if you don't remember, is the Chinese spyware company that makes games and licenses games
on a wonderful mobile clicker.
Yeah. So they're the company that is in charge of Overwatch in China and, the bannings and all those things. They're in charge of all that stuff, if you're wondering who NetEase is. And so they make horrible mobile games.
Yeah.
And I hate them. And now they're making the license that I want.
Yeah.
And now we're getting garbage instead of
shit, guys. I just remembered. I know this has nothing to do with what you said, but you remember that Harry Potter RPG? Mm-hmm. That was rumored? Where the hell is that?
WB is potentially selling off that license.
But you remember?
Yeah.
Like they were doing test screens and people saw actual things of that RPG. I want that RPG talking about Lord of the Rings RPGs. Yeah, I would like a Lord of the Rings RPG. I would like Lord of the Rings badass strategy games. I would like just there are some, but they're all older, and maybe they'll do that when the Amazon series comes out. Even though that's running into problems.
I don't think that they're working on anything right now, and with AT&T trying to sell off that gaming division, it could be a long time before anything like that comes out.
No. There's money to be made, Alex. Money to be made.
Yeah.
They're still going to do business as
There's
normal.
money to be made in a Superman game, but they're not making that shit.
A company doesn't stop making games because they're being sold. In fact, they need to make games to justify them being sold.
Yes.
Okay, anyways.
All right, so this is going to be set in the Third Age, which the Third Age is between...
No, I don't want to fucking promote no mobile game here. I don't even want to hear about it.
Don't do it.
All right,
well, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right. Well, the Third Age is right after Sauron falls the first time, and they take the ring, and it spans 3,221 years, all the way until the next time where Frodo throws the ring away, and then everything is happy. So it's set sometime in there, which is a...
Have you seen? Are there any screens, video?
I didn't care to look. It's a fucking mobile game. Fuck that shit. I was so happy when I saw the headline. I was
now
like,
they say no mobile transactions. Cool, but I highly doubt that.
It's made by if you guys aren't aware, mobile games in China are 10 times the business that they are here.
Yeah,
people spend insane amounts of money on their mobile games, and so because
it works so well in China, I don't know why.
I don't know how it
status.
Yeah, it's a status thing because you're exactly right because they talk about how much they spend on it. My character is gold and you're not, so you're poor.
I don't understand the clickers and I don't understand it.
And so this company is doing it. It's going to be filled with microtransactions. It's probably going to be the worst possible monetization possible. And I hate it. I hate everything about it.
Me too.
And so I want to end on a high note, and that's the one we end on.
Excellent. You're
thank you
going
so
to
much,
continue
Alex,
to ruin Lord of the Rings. Thank you very much. And thank you guys for watching the show. If you'd like to support our show, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Tell your friends about us. Or if you want to go a little above and beyond, join the Mobile Infantry, which is our Patreon and our YouTube join button. Forms that backbone of the Angry Army and, allows us to do and say, with these companies that sometimes blacklist and we get demonetized. So it allows us to do our job a little better. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe show. Crazy mixer. Wow.